So I messaged Pedro last week, I believe it was, talking about bringing these new weapons to the aim training, and that a lot of people wanted them, not just myself. I'm not saying I was the catalyst as to the reason why we're seeing this update now. However, it's really cool that we get to see these new weapons within the aim training. What's going on, guys? So basically the new update has just dropped. This is not clickbait, this is not me being negative. I'm going to test out all the weapons since I haven't already. Also, target practice, new map type added, launch site. So cool that we actually get launch site in these target practices now, because the maps that I've done live streams on for TikTok were really dog shit. That's me being negative, isn't it? Alright, so let's head on to one of these aim training. I'm pretty sure they've got new aim training now. So for anyone that thinks this is mouse and keyboard, so this is my D-pad, analog sticks, and those are my A, X, Y, and B buttons. So if you just type in TAR, it will just come up with all the target practices. They are pretty stacked right now, I'm not gonna lie. Well, some of them down here are not. So there's a new map. There is a new recoil, apparently, to the HMLMG. They've actually made a new recoil. Yep, they've got the new weapons. We've got the burst module, the extended magazine. This is really cool. I tell you one thing, the FOV is really weird with this weapon. For the prototype, it's really weird. It's like so zoomed in, even though I'm on 90 FOV. I've never shot this gun before, so let's try it out. Hey, not bad, not bad. So the damage is 40 on this thing. The accuracy is 4, range is 45, recoil is 3.5. So the damage is 40. If we go to the AK is 50. So it's only 10 behind the AK, which actually isn't bad at all, especially for a pistol. So then we got the M4 shotgun, I believe it's called, which has 168 damage, accuracy 13, range 88. Let's see what this is like. The recoil, very easy, obviously, as a shotgun to control if you were to control it, and very, very powerful weapon. It's pretty much another version of the Spaz. You just won't be having the Spaz anymore, you just be having the M4 shotgun. Now, there's been a buff to the HMLMG recoil. We're going to test it out now to see if that is the case, because, you know, these people could be lying. Let's try it out on this rock. So I've got a past video on the HMLMG recoil, if you want to go back and look at that. This is apparently the new update recoil, so let's try standing up. Okay. Yeah, they've definitely changed the recoil. I'm pretty sure the recoil is actually going up to the right than it was to the left. And I'm pretty sure the right recoil, where it just went like that, was the AK recoil from PC. So let's have it crouched and do it. Yeah, that's a lot more awkward to fight with, I'm not gonna lie now. It was so much easier to fight with before the recoil patch. However, they've done a good job in buffing the recoil, even though the scripts that people are gonna, you know, use now, they were gonna use in the first place, so it doesn't really matter. What would be nice is that when you have the extended mag, and this might be something I'll relay back to Pedro, but once you have the extended mag on, you see how many bullets you're using. Oh yeah, for some reason, so when you actually put the extended mag on for the first place, it just says 30, but then it goes to 38 once you shoot a couple bullets. So maybe you know, it's something I don't need to. So if the HMLMG recoil's changed, I didn't really actually I should have read what was updated on the game first. I'm not a good content creator. Let's have a look at the AK recoil to see if it's changed. Nah, by the looks of things, the AK recoil is very much still the same, and every other weapon with it is probably the same too. So the new maps they have, let's check these out. Yeah, launch site, let's go. Whilst, you know, launch site isn't on this map, I'm pretty sure it's on like a select few maps. As to this is the reason why it is 2-3 pop right now. Launch site is going to be on the other maps, so I could give that a try. However, it's nice we have the new weapons. Definitely cool that we got them so we can test them out. They've also got the new flashbangs, the new weapon attachments, the Molotov, so it's definitely cool that they added these in, especially before when it comes out to main branch, because it gives us a little time to get used to them, especially for people that don't play the game as much like myself, like they used to, so they don't get these weapons straight off the bat. Though this holo is so zoomed, it feels like the holo's gotten bigger. Does anyone else feel like that, the holo's gotten bigger? I might have to compare it to some old gameplay. So hopefully this one has launch site. it mightn't, it just doesn't. That was a waste of time. Do any of these actually have launch sites? That's 2 now I've been in that don't have it. Okay, let's look at these updates again. So the recoil pattern for the LMG has been modified. Also, Builder's Paradise, new map type added, super flat, which is interesting because it's a new map type, super flat. Could this be something that we're able to implement within our community service? Because hell, a lot of people, including myself, would be using those flat map types. Would be really cool to choose if we could have a really terrain, difficult, rocky map type as opposed to a flat or super flat map type. That would be cool. This one is 24 out of 30, so I'm pretty sure this one has launch. This is one that's nearly queued. If this doesn't have launch, I give up. Alright, wake up. We're at a different spawn. There we go, we have launch sites, so this is one of them. So how many players are in here? 28. It just went from 24 to 28. You know, I'm gonna be dirty. Let's try and use the LMG. Okay, I am quitting. I would actually go and say it's now harder than the M2 to control this recoil. It might just be like exaggerating it because it's just changed and I haven't got used to it. Compared to when the first recoil I had, Jesus, that was easy to control. Talk about super flat map type for aim train. Yeah, that doesn't exist on these servers. I wonder if they have Brad in the launch site, or they've actually found a way to kind of get rid of Bradley whilst fighting and PvPing in here. It's going to be interesting to see if I do get in launch, that is. Apparently there was a change in the recoil for the AK, like somehow people find it easier than it was, so we're just going to do a little spray test here. Okay, it's changed. I don't know how I'm just finding this out now, but it's changed. So my settings are pretty much the same as I've always had them. The ones that I've shown you anyway, 27-27, 3 to 4, dead zone. For some reason, there's like, when you're trying to counter the S, it's not going in an S. It just doesn't feel like anything's happening. Let's try again. Yeah, the first, it feels like a Zen. When you shoot the first couple bullets, there is no movement. There's just none. Right, here we go. I'm going to try to control it. First couple bullets, it just... What's happened to the AK recoil? It's not so much the recoil. I guess it's just the pattern. I'm not too sure. Like, it don't bounce. It looks like there's no bounce. It doesn't look like I'm trying to move the hollow. So whilst the spray is bad, I'm going to try and put side-by-side comparison of all the things that I'm doing in this video to kind of help you understand further my points. But it feels like they've changed something with the AK that I didn't see on the updates. So if we just have another look here. There's no bounce. There's no bounce like before. That's interesting. That is interesting. So with all that said and done, let's go into my opinions on this. So the new LMG recoil, good, but not good at the same time. And this is something I've advocated in the for the future of this game, to have a new recoil. However, they've made this gun what it should have been in the first place, but they didn't. They made it very easy in the first place to use, and I guess it gets people playing with the gun and they're like, yeah, okay, I want to use this weapon. It's good. It's OP. But the recoil itself is really good. Do not get me wrong, the recoil suits the weapon. And it just it's weird because it's gone from going up right to then going up left, but going up considerably more on the left side. It's just that there's going to be a script for it. And because this weapon is already OP, the script will probably be OP. So it's kind of is what it is sort of situation. Yeah, the recoil's harder, and you're going to be going up against people on a Zen that are just going to be able to not control it at all because the script's controlling it for them. That's the argument you're going to have with changing the recoil on weapons. You're going to say, well, it's harder, which is good, it makes a legit player better, but then there's a script for it, so you know, it's kind of bittersweet. The new weapons on the aim training, really good addition. Can't really complain about it. People are going to be like, where's my M2? Where's my M2? And I do think the LMG recoil is harder than the M2 recoil to control. I think there's one thing kind of trying to control a recoil where it's spaced out, but there's another thing trying to control the recoil spaced out but going up left, then just going straight up like the M2 does. So I do think the LMG recoil is harder in that regard. Let's talk about the AK. The AK, I did see a TikTok when I was just scrolling through TikTok on the weekend, and I did see one just making a video briefly about the AK's easier. The AK's easier, this and that about the AK. I was like, no way have they changed the recoil on that. They haven't changed the recoil per se. However, they've changed something. They've changed something. And, you know, again, I'm putting side-by-side comparisons. It could be exactly the same, and I'm just waffling at this point, in which you can click off the video. However, let me know what you guys think in regards to the AK. Does it feel easier to use? Does it feel like there's no bounce? Let me know, and let me know as well how you are finding the new updates on the PTB, especially in the aim training and build servers, because the build servers have super flat maps now. It would be cool to actually try out. I'll probably go on that in my spare time just to check and see what the maps are like, because it would be cool to implement them into community servers. As always, thank you so much for watching. I do see a lot of the comments talking about how I've been negative in videos or how I'm clickbaiting. This is something I don't want to be known for, and I don't want to do it. Of course, I want to grab your attention with the thumbnails and titles, but I also want you to be engaged in the video rather than complaining about it. And I do get there will be people that will just never be happy with my videos and they'll complain. That's fine. However, I want to attract a community, an audience. I want to build a community for all of us to talk about Rust Console's updates, what to have in the future, and just anything in between. So I'll be doing a variety of content over the next couple of weeks, so bear with me on those projects. As always, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy the video and it was informative. Subscribe if you are in fact new around here. Join up the Discord and follow me on Twitter. All my links are in the description as well. That's all for today, guys. See you in the next one.